Bill? Yeah, wait till 4 back out.
Or-
Oh, it's 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a few minutes.
Yeah, it's-
Fast.
Probably a few seconds, that's it.
I got 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Is that the world clock?
I called 4 o'clock.
Tyson's iPad says 4 o'clock now. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks.
Oh, here.
Commissioner Eichmeyer.
Here.
Commissioner Nutter.
Here.
Commissioner Zimmer.
All right, need approval of minutes of meeting held August 19th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
I'll make it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks.
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Nutter.
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman.
Yes.
Is there any visitors this evening, Mr. Turner?
Doesn't appear that way.
Okay, making sure. Going into reports and communications. Welcome to the meeting this evening, and welcome to September. Over the last 2 weeks, well, this was a little bit while back, I wrote a grant for the city pool back in June from the Frank Orr Charitable Trust, and we received $2,500 grant that'll go towards the account that we're putting the gambling revenue in towards the new pool. So hopefully that builds as we go. We've got another couple of grants that we're looking at to get started here real soon also. I have met with a group that's interested in starting a skate park here in Mount Carmel. At this point, the only thing they wanted was some guidance on grants and what they could do to help fund it. And I believe they will come to make a presentation sometime in the near future to the council to get some further direction on how the city and that group will, work together on doing that. So they had some very interesting ideas. I know right now they have been getting some time out underneath the shelter house. They've been scheduling that, and they've been very good about not damaging anything and bringing their own stuff in and using that out there under the shelter right now. So there's actually been quite a few of them out there. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. Tonight is the dog swim at the Mount Carmel City Pool. Hope they have a great attendance. I think they are planning for one this evening. River camps. Boy, everywhere I go in town, I get asked about river camps. With going through, the council has been given the plots, subdivision of them, of the old ferry lot. Mr. Dallas and Mr. Gidcombe have worked on. It looks to be, was there 13 of them we're gonna sell?
I believe so.
Yeah, 13 of them that we will end up putting up. Initially, we wanted to go one way, but then after looking into the process and streamlining it and being more transparent to the public, and also to be in line with the state requirements, we will use Mobley and Grant, and they will be offered as an online auction format. They will be offered in, I believe, October is our goal. And with some lots, there are 2 that are still under lease, or 3 under lease. So those 3 will not go into other people's possessions until the beginning of the year, but the other 9 lots, 10 lots that we have currently do not have anybody on them. So once the auction ends and they are closed upon, they will get them immediately. So stay tuned for that. We will be, getting some more information out to the press and the public on that. Police Department, Chief McWilliams isn't here. Last week, I was able to hand out $10,000 retention grants to the Mount Carmel Police Department officers. I think we can all agree that being able to get this grant and hand out that money to our officers is a great thing. Like to do it for all our employees, but the state doesn't have grants for everybody. unfortunately. So, but I do want to say thank you to the state of Illinois for providing that grant opportunity, and Greater Wabash Regional Planning Commission that teamed up with me on getting this for our officers. Today at noon, we did have the farm lease auction. We had 3 people show up for that, and as far as the leases, they expired this year. We did set up 5-year leases from on the 2 areas that we are leasing. The industrial land that's out by Braun Mobility or Ability, whatever, is out in that area. Ed Timberlake was the high bid at $265 per acre for the 17 acres. Correct, Mr. Turner? $275. Okay. And then the airport, it's 520 acres, and it was leased back to Ivers Farms for the $315 per acre. So that's a nice revenue income for the airport. So, all right, that is my report. Commissioner Metter.
Thank you, Mayor. Did a lot of mowing the past couple weeks, cleaned up some brush out at the golf course, and got most of the fog sealing and chip and seal work done. End of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Metter. Commissioner Eichmeyer.
Thank you, Mayor. Revenue the past 2 weeks, $79,909. Expenditures, $102,772. It's pretty much miscellaneous items for the most part. Some state income tax and the donations. We're really right on target for budgeted revenue. We're 35% of budget year to date, and we're about a third of the way through the year. So, end of my report.
Sounds great. Commissioner Meeks.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to thank Mr. Metter's department, street department, for cleaning up. He said cleaned up some brush at the golf course. There were 3 huge trees down, so there was a lot more than just a little bit of brush, and there was a lot of work involved in getting it cleaned up, so I want to thank them for that. As far as my report goes, my guys are busting their tails out there getting stuff done. Like I said last meeting, I could sit here and go on for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but other than that, everything's operating really smoothly.
Sounds great.
End of my report.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Meeks. Commissioner Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I'm going to start with the garbage. Just a reminder that Republic picks up within the city limits every Monday, unless the Monday is Christmas. So whether it's a holiday, Memorial Day, Labor Day, whatever holiday it may be, other than Christmas, if it is on a Monday, they will still pick up. So just kind of as a reminder of that. Big trash pickup will start October 7th. That means that we will pick up all large trash items. However, there are some stipulations. They'll start making their rounds on that Monday. They may not necessarily get to you on Monday, but please have all items out on Monday. It may take them a few days to get throughout the week. If they go past your house, they will not go back. So please have all items out by Sunday night, Monday morning. Again, there's several items that they will not pick up, including any electronics, any construction materials. All mattresses, box springs need to be completely sealed in plastic. So that's just kind of a reminder for those. And we'll continue to remind you between now and the big trash pickup week. Fire had 11 events in the last couple of weeks. This weekend, they will begin their hose testing. It's a yearly test that they do to make sure that there's no leaks and that the hoses perform the way they are supposed to. And I also want to let you all know that we also are the recipient of 2 grants. The first grant that we received is almost from AFG for almost $100,000 for an exhaust system. And then the second one is from the Wabash County Farm Bureau Women's Committee for $1,000 for equipment, and we'll be purchasing a saw for that and with an extra battery. So, end of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Zimmerman. Great to get those grant money.
Yes, very much so.
I think that exhaust system is much needed down there.
Very much so.
All right, moving on to staff reports. Mr. Turner.
All right, Mayor. First of all, I was hoping to have a little more information today for the Morton Solar Power, but the more we looked into different types of loans, I still need to get some more information and pulled a contract, a build contract from Morton's. I've sent it out to you guys. He just sent it not too long ago, so you should have that in your mailboxes when you get home. There is a zoning meeting tonight at 5 o'clock. and that's to go over a piece of property that's at 6th of Mulberry, the church. Mr. Ed McPherson has went in and changed some of it, put a new roof on it, wants it to turn it into a business. Part of the problem is it needs to be zoned for him to be able to complete the transaction. He's requesting that a special meeting be held later in the week and see if you guys were up for a special meeting for that project. But it would have to be on Friday because I have to have the day's notice or the notice and send it out.
Friday morning, would that work?
Friday, whenever you want.
I won't be here Friday, but
I'll be good 10 o'clock Friday morning.
Will they go through the zoning board first?
Yeah, that's why we're gonna do it. They have to do it first.
They have to do it first, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Tyson, are you available Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, Susan? So we can have a special meeting. What time do you guys want on Friday? Okay, so not 10 or 11. And,
I'll be done by 11. No, you're done.
okay. Can we do it at 11:15?
How long will it take?
Won't take long.
That's good.
Okay, so I'll get a notice sent out. All right, get my notes. All right, so we're gonna look at resolution 707. So this is basically a resolution just stating that we're applying for that $3 million grant uptown. Part of the paperwork that goes along with this is the council has to accept a resolution stating that we support the Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program. So that's part of it. If you want $3 million, I guess you need to tell them you support their program. So I would entertain a motion on that one. And
Need a motion for resolution 707?
I'll make it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks.
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Metter.
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to ordinance 211. That is the second reading for a change in residency requirements. Mr. Gitkin, do you have any further on that?
That is a manufactured home that they are wanting to put at 202 West 10th Street. It went through the zoning board, and the reason you're having two readings is because it was not a unanimous vote at the zoning board. I believe you guys were provided with some residents that have opposed this, and then you guys were gonna look at the area and vote on that ordinance.
Questions?
So this manufactured home does not have a permanent foundation, is that correct?
Yeah, it's,
It is
it's
a
not
fixed-
HUD,
it
it's
is
not a
a
HUD.
fixed foundation?
right, and it's not a HUD approved. If it were HUD approved modular, they wouldn't even have to go through the zoning board for this. It would be a normal building permit.
And there's currently a house there now, correct?
Correct.
house.
Okay.
And you were planning on tearing the house down?
Yes, it's all figured in their package,
Yeah,
the land package.
it's a quite older home that's in need of,
It's Kenny Sachs, it was 1936, our present home we live in is 1936, 1938. And we tried, put too many Band-Aids on it.
and it's just beyond, with lead piping and everything, it's just
Then we
beyond.
got, 3 or 4 months ago, we got lead pipes in the house.
So we're just trying to improve our living, and
Yes.
we're desperately in need of it, so.
Have you guys looked at the more, that would have a fixed foundation? Or the
It would be considered a or a modular.
a modular home?
Yes, it's through Clayton Homes in Indiana, in Evansville.
But what she's asking, have you
Oh,
looked
so-
at the other type where it would be
Where it would actually be on a
permanent
foundation, on a
foundation?
permanent
We're
foundation.
eventually gonna do that, once
Yes.
we set it up. It'll be on, it comes in on a steel frame, and it'll be attached to pillars, and all around the steel frame is cable, anchored cable, about 3 or 4 feet in ground. It can withstand 170-mile-an-hour hurricane winds. So it won't blow down.
Okay.
So,
But it's movable? I mean, is it, I guess is,
Yes,
Is it-
they're
is it-
considered
is it your-
movable.
okay.
It does not meet our ordinance for a modular, which is a permanent foundation, HUD stickered for our ordinance, and it has, in order for it to just go through the building permit, it does not meet those qualifications for that.
so it will have underpinning instead of
Yes.
blocks, I guess.
Okay.
Eventually, when I get my settlement, I'm gonna put blocks over it. Maybe next year, I think, that's when my settlement is.
Do we have any other instances in town where we have similar, like in a residential
We-
neighborhood like that, where there's a similar situation?
We have several where they actually got the HUD-approved housing, which was a modular, and they're on permanent foundations. So in this case, you will have to consider this as a special use if it were to pass. And if they no longer live there, it would be just like the special use for the trailers. It would have to be removed from the property within 60 days, or someone would have to apply again.
We're not gonna move it.
No,
This is gonna be our home.
this is it.
This is it.
This is our permanent home. This is our permanent home.
So the special use would be just for them, and if
Correct. That's why I'm saying it.
something happened where they.
Whenever you do a special use, it is just in their name as the owners currently. So this ordinance would be just in their name. It would be recorded because it's to do with property at the courthouse. And just like any other trailer that we would approve,
This would also set a precedent, would it not? If we were to approve, would it not set a precedent for future?
We already denied one person for this.
Okay, that's,
Yes, you're
Do I, Jim?
okay.
We already denied one person for this.
That's what I told Eric. I said, I think we already turned one down for that.
This year, or last year?
Yes, within the last year.
We had 3 residents in that area against it, and 3 zoning board members against it.
when it went for a vote, it was 4-3 recommending from the zoning board. But a letter was sent with 3 different property owners in the area that have asked for it not to be approved.
You know, one was Tom Price, which lives right on the corner, on the other side of the corner from where we live. We haven't seen him since we lived there 4.5 years.
We've never met him.
And there was Knowles that, said something about us. But they always came to our place, oh, you keep this yard up so nice and so beautiful. I don't know how many times they've been over our house. So I don't know when,
And Charles,
yeah,
I don't know him, we don't know him.
we don't, you know.
The other person lives in that 200 block at 10th Street.
We're opening a can of worms if we do this, aren't we?
I just feel it needs to be HUD approved.
A HUD approved means that they could have just gone through a building permit process and never even taken it to the zoning board. Any special use is supposed to be a hardship case. And then the board would then recommend to the council or not as it came through. And then the council has to decide at that point.
So what is the difference between theirs and the HUD approved?
You're gonna be on permanent foundation.
Other than that's it?
theirs will come in on a frame that, with the modular, that frame is not supporting the house, it's not the structure. With the modular, that frame comes off and is away from it, and so you're putting it on a permanent foundation. I'm not trying to sway either way, I'm just giving you the facts on the.
I asked that question, so you answered it for me.
Any other questions?
Is there much difference in the value of or price of the two?
Once we get on our lot, our property value will probably go up about 300,000.
I mean, is there much difference between the cost of a HUD approved?
Oh, I think, there's, I don't know how much he was telling me, 30 or 40,000, I think. Quite a bit.
I have no more questions.
Anybody else have any questions? So with not hearing any, I will ask for a motion to approve. Okay, I'm not hearing a motion, so at this point, ordinance 2111 is denied until, I would say, looking at the HUD might be a better option on that area, correct? Okay.
And if they do, it won't be presented to you again, it would go through the building permit process,
Okay.
if that's the way they choose to go.
Okay. Alrighty. Anybody else have anything on that?
Nope.
Alright.
One other item I have before we pass going to, well, after the rest of the reports for executive session is the brush truck that we use to pick up the leaves. It's on its final leg. We're gonna wanna do that.
The leaf truck, yeah.
Yeah, the leaf truck, sorry. If we wanna do that, we're gonna have to replace the one we have.
Yeah.
We actually had it in the budget 2 years ago, but looking today, it wasn't in the budget for this year.
Right.
However, I got online this morning, found one. Mr. Gitcom called him and beat him up over the price a little bit. And what was the final price?
33.2.
$33,200.
Out the door.
Out the door.
Out the door.
But we gotta pick
Have
it
we
up.
seen it?
Okay.
These are
It's,
pictures
it's
and
online,
video.
just,
Yeah.
So we don't know if it really operates. We assume we're going
We're gonna
on their
go,
word.
we're gonna go down there and look at it.
yeah, we
I
will.
mean, we don't have to.
We're not buying
We're
it
just-
sight unseen.
No.
Go down.
We
was
go,
hoping
we
not.
will actually go
No,
and pick it up.
It does have a brand new bed on it and,
Is it diesel with 150,000?
It's a diesel with 115,000 miles.
It's good for 500,000 miles probably.
It's got the good DT 466 international motor.
New bed.
Yeah.
new bed. Yeah, I mean, for what we have to spend in that department, that's basically, I mean, that's what we're looking at. Some of the newer ones, you're looking at, even used, were well over $100,000 and some thousand. So I don't think that would be financially responsible for.
Well, the diesel is a big bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
159,000.
So what will we do with
in
Franken?
capital.
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Franken-Truck.
Or Franken-Truck. Well, that's the other thing, Verna, it's that time of the year with Fix Up, Clean Up Week, where I've told Mike now that we've got, kind of some of the summer projects under wraps, we're gonna go back and start cleaning up our lots, and we'll start our scrapping business back up and
Yep.
get rid of some of these broke trucks. We don't need
Yep.
to set them around, or have them just sit around and collect dust, so.
True.
Rust, so, that truck needs to go. I mean, we'll do something with it, but it's not gonna be sticking around.
Yeah. Okay.
So, with that, if you guys approve, we'll travel down, actually, I won't, but someone that knows how to run that equipment will go down there, and if it's a good buy, I think we probably ought to do that, or else I'm not sure that the leaf season will happen.
Where's it located?
Kentucky, between Louisville and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sparta.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's an easy drive.
So I need a motion to approve that expenditure.
I'll make it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks?
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer? Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
Yes.
And let's see, with that, my report is finished, Mayor.
Mr. McCall.
Nothing new to report this.
Mayor. Mr. Garcia, welcome back.
Thank you, Mayor. I've been cutting grass and catching up.
Yep.
Because I've been gone, so.
Mean nobody helped you out while you were gone, huh?
Kenny was Kenny was there when I was gone. I appreciate him helping me out. And, that same old thing, just keeping going. That's that in my report, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garcia. Chief McWilliams has not made it.
He's not going to.
Yeah, he's been a little busy. Chief Speth, the same. Mr. Gidkill.
We've been working on division. Tomorrow morning, we'll be pouring an alleyway between the 300 and 400 block on division. And we've been told that our permit for the Cherry Hills subdivision entryway is going to be coming in the next day or two. So we will be preparing to go out and replace that culvert. We've got a culvert that is sinking in that second entry to Cherry Hills. Into my report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gidkill. No representative this evening from me. All right, under new business, consent agenda. Paying all bills of proper signature. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks?
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Metter?
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
Yes.
All right. Anything else before we go into executive? We're not hearing any. I need a motion to enter an executive session for consideration of a certain topic. Executive session pursuant to Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, dismissal of specific employee, discussion of price setting for particular piece of city-owned property. I need a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Turner.
Commissioner Meeks?
Yes.
Commissioner Eichmeyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Zimmerman?
Yes.
Commissioner
In accordance with Illinois Open